Hello, everyone. I'm hoping that you can hear me. There we go. Just waiting to see a few people join me. Yeah. Okay. Right. I'll just wait. I think there's a few people just checking in just now. Okay. This is new for me, so apologies if something weird happens. Okay. Right. Well, I'll just say hello. My name's Amanda, and I'm one of the teachers at Central Scotland Valley School. And tonight I thought I'd just give an informal chat just to say hello and to kind of go through some of the things about the dance display that's coming up in just a couple of weeks. Because a few people have been asking questions. We've got quite a few new families this year, and sometimes the information might not be so clear just because in my head I know what I mean. I thought the first thing I would do would be just to go through what you should already know, and then talk about costumes because that's relevant to what's going on this week and next, and then what happens at the rehearsals and the show. Okay, so even if you join in this a little bit late, it'll be recorded, so you can catch up with anything you haven't heard. Okay, hope that's okay. It's really weird not being able to see you all. Right, so things you should already know. You should have a note in your diary of the dates and times of your child's dress rehearsal and of their performance in the theatre. Both of those take place in the theatre. The rehearsals, we run it exactly as the show, so the children know exactly what to expect. That means if they are nervous or it's their first show or things don't quite work out, we've had an exact practice and they know exactly what to expect on the performance. Okay, so if you haven't checked your dates and times, you can ask me in the chat and I'll let you know what time your child is. And I'll get back to the rehearsals in just a little bit. So I'm going to talk about costumes first because that's relevant to what's happening this week. So first of all, your child should have received one of these in class. Okay, the famous brown envelope, and it has detailed the higher costs for each of their costumes. Okay, and you return this to your class teacher before the dress rehearsal. So do not panic if you forgot it the first week, or that you had no idea this was in the bottom of your child's bag. You've got 3 weeks to get it handed in. Okay, and so that details the hire cost. So what you will hire is usually the main part of the costume. So it might be a dress, a tutu, leotard, and skirt. And they are usually really nice professional costumes. They will be given out in class this week. Your teacher will try them on and make sure you've got the best fit of the selection available. Okay, and so you need to take into class a bag so that those costumes don't get shoved in with their stinky shoes and 3-week-old banana in the bottom of the bag. Okay. If you go onto our website on the dance display page, you'll see a link for costumes, and click on that and it gives you all the lists. And the lists also show, one, what we will be giving you to hire, but also what you need to supply yourself. So usually it is the correct shoes, socks, and hair accessories. So it will be the shoes that they would normally have in class, whether it's ballet shoes, jazz shoes, tap shoes, the socks or tights. So for ballet in the show, The younger ones will either be their ballet socks, their pink ballet socks that they would have for an exam, or ballet tights. And they're the kind of ballet pink kind of colour that doesn't really live in any other place in the world. The ballet socks and ballet tights can all be ordered either through our website, so you get them delivered to class, or through any dance shop online or high street store. So there's some local dance shops nearby in Falkirk and Bo'ness. Other thing you might be asked to supply is a hair accessory, which would be ribbon. So it's 1/2 inch wide ribbon, which is 12 mil, and it gets tied around the bun into a bow. That's it. And I'd thought to bring a piece of ribbon and I couldn't find a piece. So you can also pre-tie it in a bow and put it on a hairpin so it can just get shoved into the ribbon, into the bun. Okay. The other thing you might be asked, if it's jazz and tap, might be a coloured scrunchie. Our scrunchies are lycra scrunchies, and they're the ones we get from the dance supplier. So they're quite expensive, but as long as it's a plain self-coloured scrunchie, that will be fine, and it will be to match the colour of their costume. Everything else, I think you will be hired. So that's easy. Underneath their costumes, we encourage everyone to wear a skin tone camisole leotard. And that is just because the changing areas are communal. So it means that the children never have to strip off to be completely naked, which is good. So skin tone camisole, again, can be bought through our website, or you can get them again from any dance shop. They do come in different skin tones, and it's just a little skin-coloured or skin-ish coloured leotard. That means that everything else just comes on and off on top, and so they're never naked in the communal changing room. Okay, and boys skin tone pants, or they can get a bodysuit, but they're quite hard to get in the male version. Right, so in class over this week, your child should be given out their costumes, their hired costumes. They'll try them on and take them home. Then next week, they'll bring the costumes back, and we have like a mini dress rehearsal in class. So if it's a ballet class, that's fairly easy. They just get used to how big or small the skirt or the tutu is, twirling, get a few photos. If it's jazz and tap, we practice changing between the two costumes. They will usually have those quite following each other, so we can practice changing the shoes and the costume in class time. Fingers crossed, and see how that goes. So bring them back next week, and then you would bring them again to the dress rehearsal. Right. So organising your costumes. This is the part that, especially if you've not done a dance show before, this is the part that maybe needs a little bit of practice, or if you're not quite sure what to do. The first thing is you grab your Sharpie and you write your child's name in all of their shoes, all of them. It's fine. Okay. Tap shoes you can write on the sole, because there will be 120 pairs of shoes or more backstage, and it's very easy to get them mixed up. You can also write their name inside their skin tone bodysuit and inside any other personal belongings, initial the bottom of their socks or whatever, because everybody will have dance socks, everyone will have tights, everyone will have skin tone bodies on. So anything that you think potentially could get mixed up with someone else's. When they get their finale t-shirt out, write their name on their label as well, because everyone's will be the same. To organise the costumes, for the older ones, they're expected to be responsible for their costumes. For the little ones, they're responsible, and if they've had me as a teacher, for putting everything back in their bag. But I'm going to show you how I do it for my son. Okay, I just make up a sheet. I did these on the PC. Ta-da! So it's got the name of the class, over here, what the items are. So he knows. He doesn't need to be able to read. Well, he can, but and I would probably have coloured them in the first year I did it, maybe not this year. So he had these are the ones from last year. So it's got what he had for acro, that was all together. Same for the finale. Okay, and what I did was I stuck each of those onto a little zipper bag, which meant all his costumes for the chaperones, that was easy for them. They could see which class he was in, and he knew what he had to put on, and he'd already had a practice with his class teacher anyway. So there you go, helpful. If you have costumes which are on a hanger, you could take one of those, stick it on the front of a suit bag, or stick it on a Polly Pocket and hole over the coat hanger. Okay, and it just means that your child knows what they should have together, and the chaperones and those helping them, in the older students helping them in the changing room, also know what they're due to put on. Okay, and I can help you if you want, if you're in my class, or your dance teacher will explain these things, but they are on the costume list, so you'll know exactly what they have. You don't even need to know the name of the dance, just what class they're in. I'll get my mirror images back to front. There you go. Okay, Nina, I don't know the answer to your scrunchie, the question. I do. So Nina, I'm just going to jump to someone's question in the chat so I don't lose it if there's lots of other questions. For the First Steps Acro class on a Monday, it's a flow pink, but if it looks bright pink and matches the ruffle on the trousers, that will be fine. And their jazz costume is very much flow green. It's like highlighter green, so that kind of colour. I hope that answers your question. Right, so I'm going to go on to hair. If the children have long hair, so that's anything below the chin, then it will be in a ballet bun. There is a little video on the website on how to do that, but if you're really stuck, ask someone to show you how to do it in class, or ask someone, one of the chaperones or senior students backstage, and they'll be able to help put their hair into a bun. So it's a tight ponytail in line with their eyes. Okay, and the hardest part is the tight ponytail. If you've got a good ponytail, everything else should work out. Twist the ponytail, wrap it around the bauble, get a little fine bun net over the top, and then a few pins, and that works. Okay, I can help show you to that another time if you like, if you're in one of my classes. If you'd be interested in me doing another video just for that, just for the bun, you can add that in the chat, and I can also show you a few tricks if your child's got really fine hair or really short hair. I would suggest 2 French pleats, which someone would be able to help you with if you don't know how to do that yourself as well. Okay, right, moving on to, we are arriving now at the theatre for the dress rehearsal. And as I said, the dress rehearsal is run exactly like the show. So it gives the children absolute, fine hair tips, please. I can do that. It gives the children the best idea of what it's going to be like. So at the dress rehearsal, if you've got little ones who've not done a show before and they're nervous because you're excited and you're nervous too, that is fine. Your dance teacher, so myself for the preschoolers, myself, Haley, Paula, and Francis will be there, and we will take them away from you. It's if they're still crying. Obviously, if they're hysterical, we won't. But if they're just nervous, we'll take them away for you, and we will get them calm, and we will get them through the dress rehearsal so they know what it's going to be like. And then you will be amazed at the show how they go on, and as if it's the most natural thing. Obviously, if they are super, super upset, we'd make sure you could stay with them, just like we would do in a class when they first started. Okay, so you need to practice being calm, just like I do. Hair for girls doing ballet acro, yep, still a bun. It's a ballet bun for everything for the show. Okay, so if they've got lots of hair, you just try and make it as flat as possible. So at the dress rehearsal, you arrive and you'll have an allocated dressing room. So those allocated dressing rooms will be on the website later this week. I just need to check my numbers because for fire regulations, we're limited by how many people can be in a room. So I'm just still trying to double check my numbers. You will drop your child with all their things, at the changing room. There'll be a list for you to sign them in with the chaperones, and the chaperones are identified by a bright red tabard that they'll be wearing. Our staff will be there, and at the rehearsal, we'll be in these jackets or our blue t-shirts that say staff on the back. And for the performance, we'll have black t-shirts that say staff on the back. Okay. Your class teacher will be in their area with them most of the time, except for me. I'll be going forward and backwards because I also I'm assistant stage manager as well. So you drop them off and you pick them up at the end. Okay, so for the junior shows, they are at their rehearsal for their 2 hours or 2 and a little bit hours. And then you collect them, give them some lunch, check that their bag has everything in it, and then you bring them back through the performance. You arrive for both of those. Ready to start now. So, sorry, I've got myself tongue-tied here. Right, so the doors will open to the dressing rooms 45 minutes before the start of the rehearsal or before the start of the performance. Okay, except for the Sunday morning show because the theatre building doesn't open till 10. So at 10 o'clock, we'll have a mass entrance. You don't need to arrive 45 minutes early. You don't even need to arrive half an hour early. The children have to be backstage 15 minutes before the start of the show or the start of the rehearsal so that we know we've got everyone together, and then we can take the first class through and get them lined up backstage. Okay, they should arrive with their hair and makeup done, and if possible in their first costume. And next week, the program should be finalised. Your teacher will be able to tell you what their first dance will be, which just makes it easier, and it means we can get started quicker for the rehearsal. If they arrive in their outdoor clothes and need to get changed, that's also fine, because for the little ones, the costumes are quite easy on and off. Okay. They've already done a practice, so for the performance, it'll just be a case of making sure all the laces are untied again for the tap shoes, because there's nothing worse than having a quick change of 20 children trying to get into tap shoes and they're all still tied in double knots. Okay, so make sure the laces are untied. All their things are back in their little packs, if you've done a pack, or the shoes are all back in their bag, their finale t-shirts back in their bag. And yeah, that should all work out. If you have any questions about that, ask me. I'll get to those in a minute. Reset caution bag. The other things that can go in their bags for backstage are a little snack and a drink. So ideally water, no fizzy juice because of spillages, and water in a bottle rather than a Stanley cup. Nothing spillable if possible. Snacks, excuse me, they are only backstage for a short period of time, so a light snack, not a full packed lunch, and ideally not 4 packs of Haribo, like big packs for everybody to munch through. So a small pack of something that piece of fruit, some, I don't know what your children like to eat. So something they like to eat that is not going to send them bouncing off the walls, ideally. Because that will also make them even tireder by the end. And no nut products backstage because we have children with allergies. There's something else. Oh, for the junior shows, there are screens running backstage so they can see what's going on, but there's also activities for them to do as well. So there's some colouring. The older children are in with them to keep them busy as well. They play games. So if they've only got one routine, there's something to keep them busy through that time. They don't need to take devices backstage with them, be part of the live experience. Okay, I think I have rattled through all that because I was quite nervous about doing this. So if you have any questions, even if you think it's like a ridiculous question, please ask, because I'd rather answer the same question 12 times than have stressed out parents, because that's really stressful for me. Right, where do I find the costume requirements? If you go to our website, csbs.dance, and on the menu, you'll see a page just called Dance Display. And if you scroll down a little bit, 'cause the first bit's all about registering for the show, you'll see a one of the options says costume lists. Click the blue costume list button, um, and it will show you the list for your child's show. Uh, yeah, and if you're not sure about how to find, if you still can't find it, I'm not sure how to paste a link in the chat without losing all of you. So um, you could ask your class teacher and they'll be able to look it up for you. And if I'm your class teacher, that's fine. Come and ask me. Okay, Gemma. Uh, Gemma, fine hair tips, that's fine. Um, I'm not sure who your child is. Sorry. I'm normally good at names. I'm not good at lots of the new people's names. So I can help you with that though. What is the skin color thing that under outfits? Right, I'll see if I can find a link for you. Can't be that hard. Right, I will find that link for you just now, if you just give me a moment. So if you go to our shop, there's one of the options is dance display essentials, dance underwear. I'm going to put the link for the child's skin tone camisole. I think I'm going to do that into the comments. Right then. There you go. There's the link to the skin tone camisole, so you can see what it is. Preschool, they can have a skin tone leotard, but for most of them, they only have one costume. So it'll be straight out of their costume and into their leggings and t-shirt for the finale. I forgot to mention the finale costume. If you'd rather they weren't completely naked backstage, well, obviously they'd have their pants on, then skin tone leotard's the way to go because they are getting changed with chaperones. We do have a member of staff in every area, but it's up to you. So that's the skin tone thing, which means I should be able to also, let's see, I'm on a roll now, find you the link for the dance display costume list as well. Okay, here we go. Right, so that is, hopefully the link is there for the costumes as well. Right, and hopefully that's covered any of the questions you might have had. Let me just see, someone's emailing me a question. Okay, right, so Gemma, I've just had a quick look and you go to, I think your daughter's in Frances's class. So what I'll do, I'll send you an email with, or I'll try and take a video later this week of me doing someone's hair that's not got much hair with a really fine hair. And I'll can forward that by video, or Francis can pass it on to you. Okay. I think that's all the questions. That was really easy. You'll be able to play this back if you're not sure. And as always, if you're not sure, please just send an email to ask a question, and I will try and get back to you as quickly as you can. But we are only a small team, so if there is a delay, I'm really sorry. I will try and get back to you as quickly as possible. All right. All right. Oh, right. That's Haley's class. That's fine. I know who that is now. Right. Okay. I will speak to Haley and she will let me know what your hair is like, what Zoe's hair is like, and that will be fine. I will sort that out. Right. I hope this was helpful. Let me know in the comments if you think it was. And I'm sorry I spoke so quickly. Yes, that's fine. I'll see if I can find a little one to practice on so you can see me actually doing the fine hair, because it is tricky when they've not got much hair, but it is doable. If they've got hardly any hair, that's the only time I'd recommend getting one of the little donuts, but a really small one. I don't really recommend donuts for any other hair because they tend to just pop off. and you end up with a massive bun. Or a little back combing. So I'll try and show you both techniques and you can see which one works best with your child's hair. If they've got, likewise, if they've got lots of hair, there are ways to do that so it's not a giant bun. A wee bit trickier, you kind of need to be able to pleat, but I can show you how to do that. I'm not sure I could do it on a live because, yeah, I could try it. Need to find it. I need to abduct a child with long hair first, because Stuart's will be a bit short. And if they've got curly hair, that's like the easiest to do because once you've got a ponytail, it just it just molds. It's great. Afro hair as well. It's kind of really easy to style into a bun once you've got your ponytail in. Okay, I'll ask Francis about doing that. Any other questions about ribbons, hairs, scrunchy, tights, pants? You can also get skin tone pants if which don't show underneath their costume because obviously we don't want underwear on display. No? Okay then. Well, thank you so much for joining me. I really do hope it was useful. Mine is fine flour. Right. Okay, that's fine. I'll show you a few tricks for that. Flyaway hair is tricky, especially if it's super soft. Okay, right. Thank you, everyone. Well done for being here because you all get gold stars because that means you read your emails as well. So that makes me really happy. It's the simple things. Right. Like I say, if you do have questions, ask your dance teacher or ask me by email. My name is Amanda and enjoy the show. Hope you're not too nervous. Okay, because the children will have an absolute ball. They will love it. So right, I'm going to find where the off button is because I don't actually know. And thank you. Bye.